Good morning. I'm live in Costa Mesa, California, and this is your Namaste today. Good morning and namaste and welcome to Namaste Today in the Zodiac weather. My name is Christopher Witecki. I call myself the sensei to Sirius joy. I'm here to stand in my heart and walk in the light. It is a pleasure to be with you again. I'm love casting live in 5 dimensions from the beautiful garden setting of Sirius Joy Studios on Tuesday, May 12th, 2015. And today, if it's been kind of dreary the last couple of days, no problem. Today, I believe the sun will come out. That's because step 21 rules the day. Step 21 is the place where we feel the love, where we allow ourselves to feel the love, our love for something, our love for an idea, our love for a new version of us. In this case, because we're in Taurus, our love for a reality that we wish to experience and create, all right? But you might still feel vulnerable today, because yesterday, step 20 ruled the day, and that involved kind of laying out our protection for what we would do if something went wrong, putting out where the boundaries are, putting out where the emotional limits are. So today, if you feel kind of sad and depressed or cloudy, I don't think you have gone through the exercise to protect yourself and tell yourself, hey, I've got an exit strategy, or if this goes wrong, we'll do this, right? Or just an exit, clause in the contract. So go back, rinse and repeat. Watch yesterday's show if you need a little help on putting that in place. And once that's in place, it will be time to open up your heart. But before we talk about opening the heart, let's first tame our brain, shall we, with the phrase of today. I feel my passion today, and I am ready to follow my self-love. I feel my passion with one hemisphere, and I'm ready to follow my self-love. Now, self-love is a little different than love because self-love has to do with the motive behind love. So when someone loves ice cream, there's a self-love motive to give themselves yummy things. You know what I'm saying? Everyone has self-love motives. And you can kind of like let yourself get attached to the strawberry ice cream. But if you're in Egypt, it may not be strawberry ice cream, okay? Yummy might be something else. So if you focus on the motive behind things you love and get to those core self-love motives, like, you know what, I love myself, I'm always giving myself yummy things, and I'm never going to let a boy, control my life. And these are the self-love kind of motives. So today we want to follow the self-love motives because if you follow those, you remain open to everything, especially once the protection is in place. So on the one hand, keep one eye on the passion, like, oh, I'm very excited for this. On the other hand, keep your eye or your consciousness on where the self-love is. Like, oh, I'm looking for something yummy, or I'm looking to love myself, in the moment. Or I'm looking to love myself with a purchase. I'm looking to love myself that way, and let's be conscious of those. So one more time to keep it in the mind. I feel my passion today, and I'm ready to follow my self-love. And so it is, because I said so. I thought so. So the serious step of the day is step 21. Step 21 comes down to I feel 2 plus I love 1. And when you put your feelings and your love together, you come to a new belief. 3, I believe. So technically today is a Jupiter ruled day. And you're going to see in the cosmic clock that Jupiter is playing a big role, not just the ruling. We are changing our beliefs right now. So when you follow your feelings and you follow the love, you find yourself in a new belief structure. Now, love is a powerful tool. Let's take a look at the architecture of incarnation. Love is very powerful, and here are the key times it comes up, or the times when love is a keystone step. First of all, in day 2 of a transit, it's step 0, then step 1, we are whether or not we love our situation or don't love our situation. So the very first thing we do in a transit in the first act is use our heart to determine, I don't love it, or I do love it. We test everything in life with whether or not we love. Now then our mind comes in, of course, in step 5 and starts to figure out why we do or don't. But really it's our heart that gets the first vote. Then in the second act here, in Act 2, step 11 is where we are stepping up the love. I love it and I love some more to really get that fireball going to manifest what you want. Whether it's in Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, whatever it is we're manifesting. Step 11 is where we return to integrity and we double the love to get to the next level. Now we are in step 21. This is the third act of our manifestation. And this is where it will become abundant or not abundant. And whether or not it becomes something we love or not is this moment. So I bet you're going to manifest something abundant in the next 8 days. The sun's in Taurus. Will you love it? I don't know. That depends on whether or not you are following love today or not. You follow love today, and what you manifest is based on love. You follow self-love today, and everything in your abundance is based on self-love. You follow love something else outside of yourself today, and you will create abundance that forces you to be slave to that thing outside of yourself. So step 21 is really the magical step that determines whether or not people are going to get the abundance they really want, particularly in Taurus. So it's vital, my friend, that you self-love today. So let's take a look at the chakras and the colors involved with self-love.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do.
And looking at the ruling chakras, well, things spin up, of course, all from Taurus, which is orange. We've said that over and over, but let's keep repeating, it doesn't hurt. And that is loving and trusting, loving and protecting what you love. So you have to be on a foundation of loving and protecting what you love to begin with. Then we bring in our passion. That's yellow, I feel. So on top of that foundation of trusting ourselves, we open up to our passion. Open up to our passion for strawberry ice cream, or for manifesting this new project, or for getting the hell out of this town. Okay, so open up to your passion there. Then we open up to the green. The green is I love. So once you're already passionate, once you're already grounded, once you're already kind of excited for just life in general, then you introduce an exciting idea you love. You open up that heart. And I have found, like I said earlier, that it's hard to open the heart if you don't have this basic foundation in place. So today, before you go out, do yourself some favor. Make sure you love and trust your life. Make sure you feel your life, and then go out to play. You'll find that it's a better day, and it's a bit more rewarding. You'll learn more when it adds up to that step 3. So let's look at all of the planets and the timing of things with today's cosmic clock. And here we are with the cosmic clock. Well, the sun has progressed to step 21 today. Step 21, I feel, and then the 1 is the fun, I love. We're feeling and loving what we manifest, Taurus. So today's about feeling and loving what you manifest. Now, our minds are ahead in Gemini. In fact, Mercury's at step 11. Remember I talked about in the Architecture of Incarnation, how you amp up the love at 11? Well, our mind is doing just that. Your mind is either cheerleading to amp up the love, or your mind is not cheerleading and bumming you out. Kind of depends on what perspective the mind takes. So obviously, if the mind is not pointed towards true joy, even serious joy, it can be a serious bummer. And it will deflate your 21 because your 11 is not online, if you look at it that way. Now, I think part of the emotional disruption has to do with Venus. Venus is at step 4, which is Aquarius or I belong. Step 4, Cancer. Step 4 is basically where we belong somewhere else. It's time to belong somewhere else. Venus is where we receive. Cancer is nurturing. So it's time to belong somewhere else where we receive nurturing. So this is kind of equal to the baby getting the pacifier pulled out of its mouth, or losing the nipple and having to find somewhere else to pacify oneself. In some sense, we are being pulled away from the old pacifiers and being told to go out and find new. Now, what about the part of us that likes to find new? Mars. Well, Mars is offline today. Mars is at step 0. He's taking a break, step 0 Gemini, so he's coming to help out, but he's offline. Now, that's probably pretty good, because when you are actually searching for a way to receive, you can't be aggressive and pushing. The two don't really go together. You really got to pause the Mars and open the Venus, pause the Venus and open the Mars. It kind of goes that way when you're working. So today, Mars is paused. So the good news is you're not going to be a hyper dog and jump all over the situation. The bad news is if you're feeling very sad and you're taking the pessimistic view with your mind, you might feel flat, flavorless, and powerless. The truth is you are powerless. It's time to find a new source, right? Now, part of the difficulty of this Mars transit is for the next few days, Mars will be opposing Saturn in Sagittarius. So what this means is literally an ego-mental struggle between what you think and believe is strength and what your theory on strength is in the first place. What you think and feel you should do, and how do you spell do in the first place? Are we saying D-U-E or D-O? Every time your mind comes up with something, Saturn, which is a real bastard if you don't know, will pull the legs out from the argument and like Socrates, completely dismiss it all. Why? Well, because we are starting from a fresh intellectual beliefs perspective. And now that Mars is moving through Gemini, it's time to get our beliefs in an operational order. You may not know what you fully believe in something with Saturn yet, but it's time to start getting them in alignment, thoughts and beliefs. And so this opposition will be this next week where they are looking for alignment. But also let's take a look at the moon. The moon is in Pisces and today crossing over Neptune. So what that means, first of all, is self-forgiveness. When the moon crosses Neptune, self-forgiveness. You got to totally self-forgive. Now, Neptune is at step 9 right now, which means not only self-forgive, but move forward with that self-forgiveness. Like, you've been let out of jail, go buy property. You know, like, you don't just, like, wander around and open your eyes. Like, you go running for Beverly Hills. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it means when it's step 9 Neptune. It's like, hallelujah, and get the F out of here, right? Like, so there's that energy, and you might be feeling that energy, but what allows that is to give yourself full forgiveness. Now, what makes it difficult is the moon right now is in square to Mercury. So our feelings crossing Neptune and our mind is probably wanting to judge, our mind is probably wanting to condemn, our emotions want freedom. Which do you want to go with? I say tell the smartass to be quiet and go ahead and forgive yourself. Not every part of yourself will always be satisfied with everything all the time. Sometimes your mind will just have to be bummed out and deal with it. That's what I found, you know what I mean? Because it's not who you are. Who you are is the heart. Now, the other difficult part about this is that fears come up between the moon and Mercury today. So fears between emotions and thoughts come up. But also, Neptune is opposing Black Lilith. This means that we are literally not just letting go of old fears, not just forgiving ourselves, but forgiving ourselves and letting go something that has a very dark black history in our life, something that resonates in reality, a path we once had. And that's what's important. Once, not now. Okay, so remember, Black Lilith is an energy that is the phantom of where it could go wrong, but isn't. And so today you are passing that phantom, you are having to pass your fears, and the only way to do that, in my opinion, is to completely forgive and forget. Now wait, there's more. There's a yod today. If that's not enough, there's a yod. God is giving us a finger, pointing towards Jupiter at step 14. Now where's Jupiter? Well, it's in the house of I love, Leo. And today is about following the love, right? So this yod, God couldn't say it any more clear. It's like, hey, it's step 21 day and follow the love, hello. But Jupiter is at step 14, which is, there's that 4, the belong. In other words, we're to follow where our heart belongs next. And so it's not just us emotionally getting torn away from, the pacifier. It's that our heart was aiming towards one sun, and our heart will now aim towards another sun. And what plays into this yod is, one, you forgiving yourself with the moon crossing Neptune, and the other, you playing by your own re-evolutionary rules with Pluto at step 15 Capricorn. So you play by your rules, you forgive yourself, and you reframe your heart in a new direction, toward a new sun, toward a new star, one it wasn't using to navigate in your personal reality. Now looking at the Tower of Truth, the sun is alone in Taurus now at step 21, but filling up and spreading up here the entire manifestation. So as we enlighten up here in the 20s, it's like it kind of twinkles down to lower vibrations, and we manifest together. Now looking at the Tower of Truth of Gemini, I want to show that Mars is entering the scene at 0 Gemini. First thing you need to know is that we have Mercury going retrograde in a few days, and we have Mars entering into the field of Gemini. That means this retrograde will be a very hyper-minded retrograde. It will be very extreme, probably a lot of legal negotiations, probably a lot of bickering, probably a lot of inner fighting. And it will be where you are forced into the position you're not normally in. So if you're normally the quiet one, you're going to be forced to have to speak up, and vice versa in the retrograde. I'm bringing it up right now because Mars is entering the scene. If you become hyperactive, this is Mars. It needs an outlet. Go write, go sing, go use your brain for something, even if it's crosswords. Now Mercury is at step 11, which means the step differential of the two is 10 right now. So literally, our actions and our thoughts are manifesting when they align. So when your action and thought aligns, they manifest because the differential is 10. So there's a lot of alphabet soup going on with the planets, and that's why I have this next segment that will help us boil it all down. Let's take a look at today's Joy Quest. Today's Joy Quest, should you choose to accept it, is pardon your soul on all accounts. And this comes from my own personal wisdom from guiding others and also my own study as a spiritual light walker. From what I can tell, God doesn't care at all, okay? Like, does not judge, does not condemn, will love you no matter what. Never, ever, ever does God care. So why are you feeling guilty over it? Why are you condemning yourself? Why are you judging yourself? It's not really your position to judge yourself in life. And so this is what's most difficult about life and manifestation is manifesting something that's just an idea into reality, and then once it's reality, we condemn ourselves and judge ourselves by it, and we completely forgot, well, that's what we created, which means we can uncreate it, we can create something else, which means we shouldn't feel bad about something ever going wrong, or ever let ourselves waste any time feeling bad, because you're really just wasting your time on Earth to feel bad about anything. Now, with the moon crossing Neptune and Chiron later, this is your time to finally, once and for all, take yourself off the hook for something. It does not serve you to feel guilty or still feel hung up by anything. Give yourself a full pardon. Be that little snotty brat in your school that got away with everything. You know what I'm talking about? That's what I mean. So it's like, yeah, now you are the brat. Now you have the room mom that brings all the brownies. Now you are the one that gets away with everything. And that's okay, because that's the way God really created it. You'll see when you die, but that's too late, right? So if you're watched over by the Personal Sensei Network today, I'll be helping you 3 times at least, if not 5 to 7. But for starters, at 9:09, I'll talk about where you must follow your heart right now, no matter what. So this is so you can find a treasure, so you can find where this leads. So in your daily sun sign life, where I think you should follow your heart today and be listening to that. At 11:11 a.m., I'm going to ask you where you need, or tell you where you need to pardon yourself in your daily life. So where in your daily life do you need to be totally self-forgive and no judgment? So basically, consider it a hall pass from me. Then at 3:03 p.m., another hall pass on where in your lifetime you should always pardon yourself. So the 11:11 is pardon yourself in your immediate life. The 3:03 is pardon yourself for the rest of your life. All that part of your Personal Sensei Network. Now, if you'd like to join the network, it's just $19.95, and you can come to SiriusJoy.me, register, give us your time of birth and all of your exacts, and I will be at your side in about 36 hours. It works great. People love it. You'll see. So let's move on to today's telepathy. How long have you guys been working on this? I have some people watching now who actually write me and tell me that they're getting sharper, they're picking up things in grocery stores, right? And this is where it gets. Once you start listening to this telepathy, you start to see that you do see. Now today we're going to lighten things up. We're going to do, again, Tauruses, but this will be strong leading ladies. So these are strong Taurus leading ladies. And if you look at these ladies in your third eye, you'll kind of see that they all have a very similar vibration. Which Taurus leading lady am I thinking of? Number 1, is it Renee Zellweger? Number 2, Uma Thurman? Or number 3, Kate Blanchett? All of these are, in fact, Taurus ladies. Which leading lady am I thinking of? I'll have the answer right after this. Why can't you find love? How long have you really been single? Really? Having trouble finding that special soulmate? I can solve this one. Secrets of Birthdays, now live for purchase. Your love trouble? Over. All that and more at secretsofbirthdays.com. And welcome back to Namaste Today. So for the answer to today's telepathy, I'm thinking of a strong, leading Taurus lady. Which of these Taurus ladies was I sending from my temple to yours? Was it number 1, Renee Zellweger? Number 2, Uma Thurman, or number 3, Kate Blanchett? And the answer is Uma Thurman, just because I've always had a fond affection for her. I thought her work in Pulp Fiction was really cool. She just really nailed that like junkie kind of girl down. Like that whole thing was really interesting and really captivated me. And I was also disturbed by her performance too, like especially when she overdosed and stuff. So she has this ability to kind of take me into different directions. But Kill Bill was kind of kick-ass. Like, that was the first time I ever saw a woman, like, truly, where I was like, wow, I do not want to be for this woman, you know what I mean? So, she's convinced me in lots of ways. I like Uma Thurman. So, let's move on to today's rock and roll gospel. Remember, I believe that love, laughter, and song are the important ingredients to staying in serious joy. So, if you're feeling blue today and you're caught behind that zero, put on a tune that will pull you out of it and get you in your heart and get you believing again. And that's what it's about, is believing. And today, our Taurus rock and roll person is someone that helped me believe, probably helped you believe, very much a believer. We're speaking to Taurus Peter Frampton, who turns out was a Step 1 Taurus. Okay? Step 1 is I love, right? So he was always inspiring the love, coming from the love, inspiring the love, and that's true. If you listen to his music, I mean, and if you did, today's song, which is I'm picking out and very, very common, probably will just resonate, Show Me the Way, literally. So here is a Leo, ruled Taurus, telling he has the way, he wants you to show you the way. It's very, very common, very obvious, but I think for him, following his heart was the way. So to be shown the way, listen to Peter Frampton. And honestly, this is a Taurus that manifested some magical music, including that weird thing he did with his voice and the vocal box thing. Like that to this day is just him, right? And it also makes us just sign off on the 70s. But before you rock and roll gospel with Peter Frampton, let's take a look at the moods of each of your brothers and sisters today, and a special soul vitamin. And today with your soul vitamin, I thought I would do the best justice to you by helping you understand where the yod is pointing to for your sun sign. So remember, from the cosmic clock, we got a yod, God giving us the finger. Where should you reframe your heart right now for each of the 12 zodiac signs in the 11 steps of Sirius Joy, starting with the secret step, step 0, the Scorpios. Scorpios, sunny and childlike today. And that God yod is pointing for you to reform or reframe your heart around how you make decisions. How you make decisions. So, do you make decisions from the heart, or do you make decisions from protecting yourself? Step 1, the Leo, sunny with a chance of Randy, which is kind of rare. So, if you're into a lion, you might want to go for it right now. But for the Randy Lions, it's time to reframe who you are, who your heart believes you are. Time to reframe who you are. Step 2, the Cancers, sunny and quite passionate today. The yod is pointing for you to reframe where it is you believe you came from. All right? So do you come from a poor family? You come from a rich family. Reframe where you came from. Step 3, the Sagittarius is sunny, nesting, and resting today. But it's time to reframe your heart around the school you believe you belong to. Right? So I know a lot of Sagittarius, for instance, say, I belong to the school of hard knocks. Oh, that sucks. Do you ever graduate? I doubt it, right? So time to change your school. Step 4, the Aquarius is sunny and productive today. And it's time to change your heart about who you are in a relationship. So reframe your heart about who you are in the relationship to begin with. Step 5, the Geminis, sunny and professional today. But it's time to reframe your default attitude. So what's your default mindset? Open, closed, happy, sad? Time to reframe that default. Step 6, the Librans, sunny and hyper aware of their reality today. Time to reframe for you, Libra, where your heart belongs on Earth. So where you feel like you belong in the public, where you feel you belong on the planet. Step 7, the Pisces, sunny and cool with the moon in their sign. But it's now time to reframe your heart around what a true quality life is. May not be money, may not be this, may not be that, but it is, insert the blank. Step 8, the Capricorns, sunny and pensive today, or chatty with the moon in Pisces. But it's time to reframe what your heart believes real trust is. So, you can always say what the credit report is, and you can always say what the bottom line is, but what do you really trust in life, Capricorn? That's the question. Step 9, the Aries, sunny and spiritual and withdrawn today. But it's now time to reframe your childhood story. So again, like the other sign that had this, does your childhood story that you're always the loser or you're the winner? Time to reframe it and rewrite it now. Now, step 10, the birthday Taurus is sunny and social today. And it's now time to reframe your heart from what home security really is. So what does your heart believe home security is? Not the same as what it was in childhood. And finally, step 11's the Virgos, sunny and sentimental today. And it's now time to reframe why it is you're special with God. And that's true. Every Virgo believes they have a special connection with God. Well, it's time to up that ante, get a higher contract, because you are going up in your heart. And that moves us on to the Lightwalker Parade. Hey, if you're watching on YouTube, please be kind and do subscribe. I thank you ahead of time. And on Facebook, you can be our friend by navigating to soulgarden.me. And for a limited time, you buy a 1-hour reading with me, you'll get a free 30-minute follow-up you can use until the end of the summer. Details are at soulmart.me. And like I mentioned earlier, you can be watched over by me and my artificial intuition software if you come on down to SiriusJoy.me. Check it out. I've got a video that explains it all. But as always, this is the part of the show where I say much gratitude and light to you. Thank you so much for watching. Also, come on down and take a look at our super blogs at soulgarden.tv. We have Games People Play, written by Michael Williams, and he is posting a lot of cool stuff that has to do with new games and E3 coming up. I will see you folks in 24 hours. Remember to pardon your soul on all accounts. And I love you, and live, love, be.
This is just so ironic.
So